Hello to you, welcome back to another of my videos. I hope that you are all well. It has been such a long time since I have just sat or stood, I'm actually standing at the moment, and just given you a little chatty life update. I feel a little bit like I've lost my touch a bit with like chit-chatting to the camera, because the last few videos I've done have been out and about or doing something really specific. So I've promised myself that I'm not going to record this over and over and over again to reach a level of perfection that I, let's face it, won't ever reach. If there's little fluffs in it or I trip over my words or anything like that, I'm just going to leave them in because that is real life. I'm coming to you today from my kitchen. You might be thinking, oh, this looks like a new place. It's not. This is my house. We have had our kitchen done. I say done, it's not actually finished yet. There's a lot, like the tops up there that you can see, and there's a lot that you can't see that still isn't done. It's been a slightly longer process than we thought it was going to be, but when it's all done you will see it in the background of videos and all that kind of stuff. But for today I thought it's great lighting here, it's quiet in here, it's tidy in here, so this would be a great place to have a catch up. If you have been following for a long time, which I know most of you have because this is such a lovely community, and I think that most people that watch these videos are oldie but goldies. If you're new, say hello, we'd love to welcome you, but I know that a lot of you are repeat watchers, so hello again. But if you remember last year, I don't even know if I really shared it too much at the time. I know I shared it afterwards. In short, last year was a bit of a flop for me mentally, especially last summer. Lots of things happened that really just led me on a bit of a downward spiral. I couldn't find my way out of like a bit of a pit, and now I'm really pleased to say 12 months later I feel very much out of that pit. I mentioned it earlier in the year, I think at the beginning of the year, that I felt like things were looking up and that I was really starting to feel myself again. I really feel myself again, which is so lovely, and I just wanted to talk to you more in detail as the video goes on, but just say right now at the beginning that if you are in a low place, it can get better, you can get out, and you will feel yourself again. I think that was one of the things that really upset me so much last year, was not necessarily, well as feeling anxious and down and like really struggling, but thinking, oh, the old sparkle's gone, like it'll never come back. But it can come back, it does come back, and thankfully for me it has come back. And I thought I would talk to you about some of the ways that I have helped that come back into my life. I've got 5 ways, and maybe they'll just be interesting to you. Maybe you just enjoy having like a bit of a friendly chat, like a catch up with an old friend perhaps, or maybe they'll be helpful to you or something that you could pass on to a friend. The first one is rest is productive. Say it again, rest is productive. I have grown up in an environment that has told me that if you want to be successful, and success equals good, then you have to be busy, you have to keep going. You've got to hustle, 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 you've got to work, 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 work. Is that the song? Maybe not, I'm not sure. I'm leaving it in. And yes, to an extent that is true. Like if you want to achieve something in life, you do have to work for it for the most part, unless you're incredibly lucky. But you also do have to rest, otherwise you will work, 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 burn out, and then you can't work, then you can't do anything, you're no good to anybody. So when you rest, it's a bit like charging yourself up. Like we charge our phones up, we attach them to a plug, to a wire, although some people do have those wireless ones, don't they? But you still have to put them on something, and that's basically what we need to do. So not just going to sleep, although sleep's really important, but we do need to allow ourselves time to rest. And so I have been allowing myself to do that, and also actively not feeling guilty for it, because I know it's important for me. It's been really lovely having the girls off on summer holidays lately. We have been watching lots of films together. I've been introducing Darcy to some of my nostalgic old classic faves, and of course we've been watching a lot of new releases, and one of those is Sing 2. Sing 2 is about Buster Moon, and he has to persuade the world's most reclusive rock star to help launch a dazzling stage extravaganza. This really ticks all my girls' boxes because they love the stage. As you know, they go to dance and theatre school. They love doing shows, whether that's like actual shows in theatres or just 1,000 shows a day for me. And so they really love the excitement and the showbiz and the glitz and glamour of this film. What would you give Sing 2 out of 10?
100.
100 out of 10?
Yes.
It's a pretty good rating. How many times do you think we've watched this so far?
I'm not sure.
Quite a few though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I really like it because it has that, it's one of those films that's good for children, but then has some jokes for the adults in that the children might not necessarily get, but you do, and you can really enjoy that and laugh along with it. It also has an amazing soundtrack, so amazing in fact that we haven't just watched it in the film, we have played it in the car quite a few times. It's just very uplifting, very joyful and very positive, and that's all I want in my life at the moment, is just good vibes. That was some lovely singing.
Thank you.
Penny, you alright there? Got your sandwich? You relaxed? You're an icon. You're a queen. It is just a feel-good film. I thoroughly recommend you watch it, whether you're watching it with children or just on your own, because who doesn't want to feel more good? You can find it on Sky Cinema, and I'm going to put some more details about Sky and Sky Cinema below for you. I also wanted to let you know that Paramount Plus is now included for Sky Cinema customers, so as well as all the new release films and the originals and the blockbusters, you can now watch amazing TV shows as well. They've got some good TV series on there. The First Lady, that's a good one. I'm going to put some details about that, but I can't recommend the film enough. I can't recommend Sky and Sky Cinema enough, and I think that you'll really enjoy it. The second thing I have brought into my life to make me feel a lot better is journaling, but not as you know it. When I think of journaling, I think of beautiful notepads and really lovely ballpoint or fibre tip pens and stickers, and all sorts of like arts and craft things, and that really tickles my pickle. Like, I love crafts, and every time I've tried to get into journaling, I have just not carried it on because I lose all the bits, and I get really intense about it as well, because if a page gets messed up, then I'm like, oh no, I've messed up the whole book. And my personality type is that I really like everything to be really nice, and I get a bit overachieving about it, and then if you're trying to overachieve at your own journal, it kind of negates the point of having a journal to like, oh, and you go down this cycle. My friend Brogan recently recommended to me an app called Journal, which I have on my phone. Obviously it's an app, and it's very simple. Every morning it prompts you, you can turn off the prompt, but I like to have them on little push notifications. It prompts you to say, to write down 3 things that you're grateful for. You can add pictures, you can just do like one-word answers, you can write little paragraphs, and then it asks you other questions like, what will you do today to make it brilliant? I'm paraphrasing, these aren't verbatim words, or verbatim questions. Or it asks you things like, what was amazing about today? If you could go back and change one thing about today, what would it be? It gives you little quotes every day that are really lovely. And sometimes I will just quickly answer it just to sort of like mind dump a few things. But sometimes I'll really sit and think about it and think, what am I grateful for today? What could I have done today to make today better? And just that little moment of reflection about my life or my day has been really calming for me. If you're finding, like me, that a paper journal with the pens and the stickers and all that is getting too much pressure or too much commitment, just do it on your phone. Open the Notes app and just every day write down 3 things that you're grateful for, and you will start to feel a lot better in yourself. An attitude of gratitude goes a very long way. Number 3, which connects very closely with number 2, is positive mindfulness. I didn't know what the correct wording for it was, but when I tell you what I mean, you can tell me in the comments. You can say number 3 could have been, or if you think positive mindfulness was like a good phrase for it, that's cool. Let me know that as well. So I have been trying to only consume good things in my life as much as I can. Obviously, there's going to be things in your life that you can't avoid. There's actually 3 or 4 big things going on in our lives at the moment which are not for the internet that are either very negative or very frustrating or very unjust or very difficult. But I'm finding that I'm really able to cope with those things because I'm doing all these other things. So positive mindfulness, I'm just calling it for the sake of sharing with you, only consuming the good things. And that practically means things like going through my social media and curating who I follow, like having a bit of a sort out. If there's people on there that, but not by their own fault of their own, but are maybe a bit negative or things that are upsetting me or that are really not good for me, then I have just muted those. I've been a lot more mindful about what I consume on TV as well. So things like Sing 2, which are really positive films, I'm like, yes, you're a yes, I can enjoy you. But at the moment in my life, kind of slightly scarier things or thrillers, or sometimes even dramas that have like some hard-hitting topics. For me, dramas that have topics of loss or like mothers like being separated from their children, I find those very difficult. So I'm just not going to watch those. It doesn't mean I won't watch them forever, because I do love a good gritty drama, especially in autumn. Autumn and winter's the best time for a gritty drama, I think. Do you agree? Talking too quick. Just at the moment, I'm not putting those in my life. They might come back, but for now, I'm really enjoying just having a slightly happier bubble. I've been not reading as many articles and things that I know that will be a bit much for me. Without like giving specific examples, I feel like you know what I'm saying. What have I put in my notes here? Choosing positivity, curating content, good people as well. I've been actively spending more time with people in my life that just make me feel so lovely. So I spent a weekend with some of my university friends this summer. Whoa, my memory card was full, so I have changed it. You know how I always lose my memory cards, by the way? Look, I've made a positive change. I bought a memory card safekeeping holder thing so that I won't lose this one when it comes to the edit. Yes, I've had some girls' nights. My friend has invited me to join her book club. I've just been spending more time with good people. I haven't done anything other than that. You know how you hear people that are like, cut out toxic people, get rid of the snakes and all that sort of stuff. That's not really my vibe. I'm not very confrontational. So I have just been, rather than focusing on the negative, I have been decidedly, mindfully focusing on the positive. So upping all the positive things, and then the negative things are far outweighed by the positive and they don't feel so negative. Once you make yourself like a more positive bubble, you find that, without sounding really slushy, you find that your heart and your mind are more positive and more loving and more forgiving and more compassionate. And then the things that you were finding incredibly negative, you have a lot more love and compassion and kindness for. And this is something I talked about at length on Instagram a few months ago. Remember that night I was in Liverpool and I must have recorded like 100 of those little story frames. But if there's anyone in your life that for a long time or even just now has caused you a lot of pain and hurt and anger, don't retaliate with pain and hurt and anger, because it just like escalates. You know the phrase, the saying, if you hold a hot stone, anger's like a hot stone, if you hold it, you're the only one that gets burnt. It's kind of like that. And I had a situation that was causing me so much hurt. Can't even describe to you how much hurt it was causing me. And then when I turned it around and just sent out love and compassion and warmth and kindness and forgiveness to this situation, I saw it so much differently. And I felt like, you know, people say they feel like a weight had been lifted off their shoulders. It didn't feel like that for me. It felt like a tightness came out of my chest. Like I almost physically sort of went, ah, that's better. And now every time I find myself getting really het up about something, I just shut my eyes. It looks a bit weird if you're in public, but at home I just shut my eyes and oh, it sounds so wishy-washy. I breathe in kindness and love and abundance and warmth and all the good things, and then I just go, and that's me letting go of all the het upness. And once I've done that, I've like reset my little self, and then in my brain I know how this sounds, but in my brain, I send them love, even if they've really wound me up, if it's a person or a situation or a whole, whatever it is. I just think I just send you so much love. I send you so much kindness. I send you so much compassion and grace and warmth, and you will feel so much better. Try it now. Pause this video and try it. Think of something that's really bothered you. I bet that 90+% of us have got something in our life that is like really difficult. Oh, sorry about the colouring on this, is that okay? And when you try that like positive mindfulness, it makes a huge difference. So give it a go, let me know how you get on. Number 4 is meal planning. Now this is not a new concept. There are literally thousands of videos on YouTube all about successful meal planning, food organisation, batch cooking, etc. We on and off have meal planned, and we always find it's great for our family, just makes things run smoother. With having the kitchen done and having it take so much longer than we thought it was going to take, and all things going on in some holidays, we had just stopped meal planning, but we are back in that groove and it feels great. I feel a lot less stressed about it. I don't think I realised how stressed I was getting about food, because I was always thinking, what am I going to make, who's making it, what time do I need to do it, what's in the fridge, oh no, that's gone off and we've wasted it, I can't think, I've got no inspiration, and also that daily conversation that you have back and forth with your partner of, what do you fancy for food tonight, what were you thinking for dinner, what have you made for dinner, are you doing it? Endless. But having a meal plan really helps. It's also helped cut down on our food costs and our food wastage and our food kind of stress. So seems like a really obvious one, and it's quite a small change, but it makes quite a big difference. So I thought I would share it in here because it's just taken a little bit of stress off and is making me feel pretty good. My last little tip, hack, technique, whatever you want to call it, for you is something that I never thought that I would be a big advocate for, and that is being outside more. As you well know, I'm not a super active person, I'm not sporty, I feel very intimidated by a lot of outdoor activities. Like if you were to say to me hiking, I'd be like, oh, I'll never be able to do that because I don't have a lot of confidence in my outdoor abilities. But this summer, I've been outdoors a lot more. Have I been like kayaking and abseiling and like climbing mountains? No, I haven't, but I have been going on walks with Liam in the evenings. Pearl has been loving her little balance bike, so she like dashes off ahead of us and we walk around to do a big loop of our area. I've been in my garden a lot more. I've just been every morning going for 2 loops around my garden. It takes like not very long at all because it's just my little garden. I have grown some tomatoes and I'm really proud of those, and I've enjoyed watching this grow and like felt a sense of satisfaction and empowerment from it. I went to Centre Parks with my university friends and we were in the forest and it was gorgeous every morning to walk out and breathe in the fresh air. We recently went away to Norway and we were out in the fjords and the glaciers and with these incredible views. And for me, what I have found that I really enjoy about it is the air moving and swishing around me. I know how that sounds. I know it does. If someone said to me, you know what make you feel better, a bit of swishy air, I'd be like, great, thanks for that, appreciate it. But I just feel like when I'm outside doing one of these like very gentle activities, I'm talking walking, literally walking around a bit of fjord, walking around my garden, walking around the village, walking around the foresty bit of Centre Parks, being like, just feel like I can breathe in and there's space, there's like so much space above me and all around me and the air feels fresh and it's just lovely. I'm not sure how fresh the air is in my town, but like I just feel better for it and I have been craving doing it more. Like I was never the person that craved being outside, but I'm planning on planting more things next year. I think I'm going to do some more tomatoes, and my auntie was telling me that I could do carrots and I could do courgettes. And I've just been enjoying it. Like it's made a big difference to my mind and that is invaluable to me. I would really love to hear some of the things that you do to help you feel good. I suppose a lot of these tips you could say are self-care, but before, when I thought of self-care, I thought of like having a bath or calling a friend. And when I was in my really bad place, although those things were nice, they weren't really cutting the mustard. I'd also like to add that whilst I was in my really difficult place, I had professional counselling and I did reach out to my GP. These are some of the things that I have done since I came out of that dark place a bit, and it wasn't much further to go. But if you are really struggling, please, please, please do these things, and self-care, but also professional help is really important as well. And I know that I don't need to say this, but there's absolutely no shame in ever saying that you are struggling and that things are hard and that you would like some help, whether that is just watching this video and trying a few of these tips, or whether it's, you know, reaching out to someone more professional. So that's just an important bit there. I'm going to leave lots of things below for you. Don't forget to go and watch Sing 2. It's a feel good, you will love it, and great music as well to have a little sing along to. And I'll love you and leave you there. Thanks for watching this video. I've really enjoyed it. I feel like I've just had a good chat with a pal. So I'm gonna go and edit this now. Lots of love to you.